All right, guys,
weird.
welcome back.
Dark.
I'm Alex from the PTOUnlimited podcast. Welcome back to the pre-cast meeting for episode 180.
181.
Oh, that's right, because we pre-recorded.
I need to
Okay, so
turn up our
yes,
brightness.
so for episode 181, if this is your first time with us, basically what we do here is we sit down and talk about what we're going to talk about on tonight's podcast just a little bit before we actually talk about it. That allows you guys to be able to join in on the conversation, say hi, hello, as well as if there is something
Scare the crap out of
specific
Alex.
you want us to talk about, shout it out in the comments down below. Josh, go ahead and start.
So I have a rebuttal on the finger licking.
Oh, finger licking.
Yep, finger licking good. No, we're not saying that. I have to talk about a body donation gone wrong.
A what? A body?
Body donation. Movie club. We got to talk about The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
And then all three of us, not together, have seen Joker, so we're going to go a little bit over that today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Well, we didn't get to talk about it.
Right, because
So, yeah. So we get to review Joker. Cool.
Yes, we do. El Camino was on Friday, and Alex and I watched it immediately, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, our likes and dislikes, a little bit of our impression, and something else to go along with that needs to be said.
Yeah.
I already have that written down as well for us.
Okay.
Need to talk about Martin Scorsese.
Why?
He is attacking Marvel
Okay.
in his comments about film and cinema. So we're going to go over some responses and some talk about that. And then I also have down, we have our podcast topic of the week.
Podcast topic of the week, which was extremely
It's been our most
successful.
commented on ever.
we're going to be reading some of your comments. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to every single
can't.
one
There's
because
so
it was
many.
just there were so many comments. So
Thank you, though.
really,
Yes.
thank you guys so much for the participation. We already have another fan topic for this week that we'll announce after we're done with this week's topic.
Yep, during our show. We have to talk about dominoes if we can get to it. It depends on how deep we get into our conversations about everything else. But yeah, Domino's is in the news a little bit. It's kind of infuriating, but it makes sense.
Domino's, okay.
Yep.
So Domino's is making you mad.
Not me.
Domino's is making somebody mad.
Somebody mad, yep. And that's stuff that I've got. Brett,
Mm-hmm.
what do you got?
NFL.
Oh, yeah, we have to talk about the
NFL,
NFL.
gotta talk about NFL.
Like the games. We have a little bit of a fantasy chat with you, Brett.
Oh, okay.
Well, you didn't do something. And
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have good reason.
You do.
Oh, okay.
You do. Alex, do you have anything?
Well, let me see.
I'm going over our fantasy right now, and Alex, it's going to be a nail biter for you tonight. For you to
It is, honestly.
for you to keep your undefeated streak.
Concert. Josh and I
Oh,
went
we
to a
did
concert.
go to a concert.
Yeah, Josh and I went to a concert.
Alex does a lot of screenshots.
Blair Witch used to be on there.
Oh yeah, Alex played Blair Witch.
Yeah, I do screenshots of the stuff I want to talk about. Oh, put down onion.
Did you eat an onion on your stream?
No, I didn't. Oh my god, I don't think I could ever do that.
I ate a lemon on my
PlayStation.
stream. I don't know what you'd be talking about with PlayStation, but okay.
They released all the. They at least did a release date.
Yeah.
Okay.
We messaged
that's
about
honestly,
that.
I think that's all I have. Let me see.
Yeah, the release date of PlayStation, if that's what you got to
Well,
talk
they
about.
didn't give an actual day, just a time frame.
Time frame, which we knew.
Yeah, it was a badly
It was
kept
coming
secret.
anyway. Right. But do you guys have anything in the chat? If there's anything that you want us to talk about, please do put it in there. We may get to it. We do have a lot planned for the
Alex's
show.
dream about the guinea pig.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to. We might talk about that. We'll see.
We already have like so much planned for the show though. Like
Yeah, a lot of it's. I don't know if we'll be able to get to, but okay. I think that's all that I have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Okay.
I mean, unless we have something in the comments, because we can't.
No, do you want to talk about movie club real quick?
Oh yeah, so for the movie club, we do we're doing horror movie suggestions, and we have a huge list already. So we're gonna kind of sift through that. This week is Brett's choice out of that selection. So if you guys do have any horror movies that you do suggest for us to watch, do put it in our comments. Put it tweet at us, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We do have suggestions rolling out for that. I think November we'll just do a regular pick, and then like December maybe do I don't know. Do we want to do holiday movies?
I think so. I think that would be fun.
How many are there out there?
A lot. Just like
Depends on
Halloween.
the suggestions.
Right.
We
yeah.
should do November. We should do Thanksgiving movies.
There's
no
none.
Thanksgiving movies.
No, BS.
There's
BS. I'm sure we can
what?
find some.
You know why the retail stores bring out Christmas movies in November? Because there are no Thanksgiving movies.
I think there needs to be one out there. Actually, I think there is one. Isn't there one like Hop where it's like about no?
There's Charlie Brown.
Hop would be Easter, wouldn't
No, there's one like Hop. I thought, but maybe I'm thinking weird.
it? There's probably Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. There's also Garfield's Thanksgiving, all of which are 30 minutes, not movies.
Fine.
Shorts, TV shorts.
TV shorts, whatever.
What are you gonna do? Watch somebody eat?
Right? I mean, yeah, that's exactly it.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, wouldn't Addams Family 2 be considered a Thanksgiving movie?
I don't
That-
recall
yeah.
Addams Family. Too.
Addams Family Values?
Yeah, wouldn't that be considered a?
I guess
Call
so.
it.
They do the Thanksgiving, but it's summer camp, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Why did they?
Why would they
I
do?
don't know where you were getting
Oh.
that.
No, they do a play about Thanksgiving.
Play about Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
I am
I
the
do
turkey.
Slightly
Eat me.
recall that.
Oh, eat me. I thought I said kill me.
Didn't-
Kill me.
Don't they chop each other's limbs off or something?
No, that's the first movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I guess
The play.
The play.
And the first
Oh
one.
yeah, it's like the limb comes off and everyone's like freaking out in the audience.
Yeah, and then their parents stand up for like, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for this week for our movie club, we went way off tangent there. You have to pinch that again, Brett.
I know.
We are going to be talking about The Exorcist because none of us have seen it, and we are going
Yes.
to give full
Yeah, we
spoiler
watched it
chat.
from start to finish.
Yes. Watched
The
it.
original Exorcist, not any remakes. Like The Exorcist. We watched it.
I think we're still a little dark on YouTube.
We're gonna talk about it.
I need to brighten us up a little bit, guys.
Let's go.
Yep. Are
Alright,
we ready to
let's
get out of
go.
here? Hold on, let me brighten us up here so I don't have to do adjustments during the podcast. I think that's good. It's perfect.
'Kay.
Gucci.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here, but you're gonna stay right there because you're gonna enjoy a 3-minute video.
3-minute short of a
3-minute
countdown
short of
before
a
we
countdown
start. That way we can get set up.
we start. So, anyways, we'll see you guys in 3 minutes.
Yep. So we will see you guys soon. Let me get my arrow working here. Awkward.
Awkward.
All right. Be back in a few. There were little rods that people do that. It's like a tuning fork, and you ding it, and it gives you a vibrating sensation.
You've changed, Josh. You've changed.
Not me.
It's time for either or.
You take it and then you just go like this.
Ding. Yeah.
Fail to find the humor.
$1 million, but when you climax,
Oh god,
Whoa.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's
okay.
do it right now.
What?
Let's use this
Go
scenario.
ahead.
Let's do it right
Now.
now. A portable system. Battery consumption is definitely
It's not
something
a
you have to
portable
address.
system.
It
It's
is a portable
it's
system.
It's a console hybrid, okay?
It's portable.
A portable system is a PSP. You're meant to take it with you when you need to take a shit. That's about it.
No, that's not about it. People
Where else you gonna
travel
go with
with
it?
it on the airplane.
Oh, and how long's a fucking airplane ride? Do they got an outlet
well, I
on
don't
an
know.
airplane?
You're going to Indiana to LA. How long is it, Josh and Alex?
6 hours. 4 to 6 hours.
Exactly.
Oh wow! Look at that Switch battery lasting almost 6 hours.
Oh,
What do
if
you
it's
know?
charged when you go.
Well, who's gonna leave with it half dead?
Well, I don't know. Somebody who
Irresponsible
forgets to
people.
charge it.
Well, then don't fucking forget. I don't like the big, thick ones like that because
The
they.
reason for this is so I can carry everything with it. Right there, it holds my Joy-Con covers, and it holds my games inside of these slots here.
Where's your charger go?
You don't need a charger; it's portable.
I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You're gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
Out. Do it.
No.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah!
Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there.
Give me your
Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine.
Ridiculous.
You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
I'm doing some friggin' Christmas trivia. And as you can see from the video, you and I are not fat bastards anymore.
No, we're not. Oh my gosh, we've lost so much weight. What?
Welcome back to the PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
I've lost like 15 pounds since that video.
Yeah, but you can't tell it as much as you can with us.
Right.
Well, thanks. You're over here like, oh, congrats for losing like 50. Man, 15's still
First
a lot.
of all, on the video, you're facing forward. We're all to the side where our fat guts
I'm
are.
messing with brightness here. Sorry, guys.
I still think you could see it in like my arms and my.
All right,
like,
well then you too.
you
do.
Anyway,
you.
I should clarify. I only say fat bastards because of the Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. There was a character actually named Fat Bastard.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
I'm not
Yeah.
calling anybody who might consider themselves fat as a bastard.
Right. No. Fat Bastard was a.
His
He was great for
his
Austin
name-
Powers too.
Fat bastard.
Right.
Roar.
And I didn't like what was the Gold Member?
That's
No,
not,
I didn't like
I don't.
Goldmember.
I pretend that movie's not part of the.
It's not.
No, nobody
'cause-
likes to watch it.
I've seen it once. I'm like, okay, never watching that again.
Yeah, I can't say what was done wrong. I think maybe just too much emotion added something.
Which is it? Is it Goldmember the one that we quote though, where Mini Me flips him off and he goes, "That's not right."
No, it's two.
That's two.
That's
okay,
two.
no,
never mind.
no.
Yeah, it's when he's in.
Oh.
It's when he's in the space station.
The spacesuit.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Because I just remember they were all
Peace,
silver.
Peace, peace. And he flips him off and goes, "That's not right." He flips him off.
So thank you guys for joining us live on YouTube. We are live, so if you are here, do not feel shy to say hi. We will be talking about our weekly topic this week, if that's what you guys are all here for. It's gonna be
And
good.
I think we should honestly start off with that.
No, we have something else to start off with.
What?
Joker was awesome.
Oh, we got to talk about that. No spoilers.
Yes, spoilers.
Little
Yes,
spoilers.
spoilers?
We're going to do spoil. I have to.
Little spoil or
I have-
heavy?
Some very strong opinions about this movie, so we have to go full spoilers.
Oh shoot!
Okay, so can we do like tell people that are watching now like
Mute us for I don't know.
what do we want to go?
Um,
5 minutes?
I didn't think
well,
we were gonna go
I've
spoiler
got a
chat on this.
small. I gotta talk about how I came to see this first, and then we will call out spoilers and go for 5-minute intervals.
5
Okay.
minutes.
All right, so Josh set your timer for 5 minutes.
Not yet. I gotta tell this.
Well, I know, I know, but like set the timer for 5
Wow,
minutes.
you guys are all like, "Come on!" I might be able to set one up on the screen.
Okay.
I'll
Yes,
figure it
Dad,
out
I
some
see you
other
on
time.
YouTube right now. If you haven't seen it, we're gonna ask you to leave and then
Not leave, just mute us.
or mute us. There you go. And
We'll
then
wave.
We'll wave or give the thumbs up when we're done talking about the Joker.
We're gonna lose all of our audience right away.
So, I was not planning to see this
Uh-huh.
because of the problems that I had with it just from seeing the trailer and from what I knew about it.
Okay.
However, I was going to see a movie Saturday night with a friend who is a girl,
Yes.
and we had planned on seeing it Chapter 2 as in the preliminary
Ooh.
discussions. However, because of work and just availability times, the first showing for It Chapter 2 Saturday night was like 9:40.
Ooh,
So
that's late.
That's
And
a
I-
3-hour movie.
and I was telling her, these are the times. And she's like, well, you work tomorrow. I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, why don't we just see Joker? It's way shorter. I'm like, okay, I can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I went to see it, because it was the better option, and I would have got more than like 2 hours of sleep before going into work.
I was thinking it was due to my opinion not mattering. Now, I was going to open this right out with a rant, but I was like, wait, we're a little bit more friendlier on this, because you knew, texting back and forth, that we were like, I got actually a little angry. I was like, does my opinion not matter on what I say about Joker?
And what did I do?
It was not your opinion that
Right.
I was not going to not see it because of your opinion
Okay.
of the movie.
Okay.
I had done settled on what I thought of it even before you went and saw it.
Okay.
Now, as you were saying,
So I figured it was just off of that. So that just
you thought I wanted to see it to spite you?
yeah.
Look at that. What am I, an asshole?
But what did I say when you were reading these text messages, being all salty?
I have no idea.
I was like, it's probably nothing.
Yeah, I mean, just
Like, he's probably just seeing it. Now, you know what I said, Brett, just to kind of be on your side here?
What?
Actually, kind of just to kind of even out the board here. Josh was talking to me about all these text messages and how you were going and you didn't go with us. And I'm like, well, we didn't go with him.
but we also went on
True,
an
but
inconvenient time.
you did tell me you were going though.
I know.
Right.
But
Yeah.
was I working when you went?
Yes.
You didn't. No, it was for a Sunday, and you didn't want to miss your football, which makes
Uh-uh.
sense.
No.
No, he
I
was
w-
working.
I was working. I
Was
worked
it
the
the-
last
was
two
it last
Sundays.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, then you were
Yeah.
working.
It was Sunday.
I
bef-
apologize.
It was a week ago yesterday.
Yes.
But didn't you go at like 5?
Yes.
So I was off, but I didn't want to turn around right after work and go.
I wouldn't think you would.
So anyway.
Okay, so are we going to start?
So this is your spoiler
Warning.
notification.
Spoiler warning. 5 minutes.
5-minute
We're gonna start
intervals.
5.
At 5 minutes, if we need to say more, we'll go more.
So
Okay, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you can mute us, and when we put our hands up like this, that means you can turn your volume back up. But we are going to talk about Joker with
Joker.
spoils.
here we go.
Spoils.
Now-
Spoilers.
Spoils.
So I want you to guess if I liked it or not.
I'm gonna first off say that you probably didn't.
Okay. Alex,
Honestly, I got done watching it, and I was like, I don't know.
you don't
Like,
know?
I could see you going either way. I even told Josh, I'm like, he could either really like this movie or really not like this movie.
Right.
So I didn't hate it,
Okay.
and I didn't not necessarily like it.
See, so I was in the middle.
There's a
Mhm.
distinction here.
Okay.
This is a good movie. This is a bad Joker movie. And I will explain why.
Okay.
First of all, when you get to the end and he's Joker.
Yes.
Because he doesn't put on the clown makeup until the end.
Of course.
Let him do his thing.
Wow. Keeping
I
it settled.
could
chat.
not believe that person could best the world's greatest detective.
Okay.
I just can't do it. The way they build him up, he's just a guy.
Yes.
And again, Joker is a career criminal who's
How-
somewhat of a genius.
You got to start somewhere.
A genius mastermind. This guy is in his late 40s.
Okay.
And he is clearly not, maybe not clearly, he does not appear to be a criminal mastermind who can do all the things that Joker does in all the various,
Now is that a reason?
outlets.
That's the reason you didn't like it, is because
that's why I didn't like it as a Joker movie.
Okay.
If you just took this guy who's clearly had issues all of his life
Yeah.
and just failed at darn near everything, maybe we don't really know about the whole adoption thing.
right.
His mother seems to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He clearly has mental issues.
Yeah.
Who then goes crazy enough to dress up and go on this murdering spree.
Mm-hmm.
I could get behind that. And then dresses up as a clown because that just
Whatever.
was the next logical thing.
Yes.
That I could get behind
Okay.
because mental illness, of course, can really take you places.
Mhm.
Okay,
Now,
that is all.
are you familiar? I want to talk here. Are you familiar with the Joker entirely? That no one Joker is the same. They all have different origins in every
That's-
single story.
Yeah, and I guess I'm not big enough DC nerd to know his actual true origins.
There is no true origin.
Okay, so you just kind of filmmakers have just kind of
Yes.
suggested
Filmmakers have gone with comics. Comics have all been different.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to state this could be how the Joker gets his inspiration by this one guy.
Sure.
That's the big thing that a lot of people are saying all over the internet, that this could be like Jared Leto's inspiration. That's how it's going to connect to the DC universe. Makes sense?
Like this guy started Joker.
Are you talking about Arthur Fleck?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So he
started Joker
started
entirely,
Joker
and everyone
entirely.
takes on a persona, just like Batman has has
Batman
people that
and
want to be like
Robin
him. And
The average fan isn't gonna know that though.
No, but it's like diving deeper into the story, which
Yeah.
a lot of people these days go on the internet and all of a sudden, like the moment this movie released, all it was Joker ending explained, Joker in 5 minutes, Joker. Like people want to watch those movies and have it be explained to them, things that they didn't get. And the one thing that we agreed on when we were sitting down and we were talking, I'm like, I think that Brett, you're right. Like this guy can't start. Like he's not a criminal mastermind.
no way.
But he started a movement.
And that's the
Like,
big thing.
That was the big thing, is this one person started all of this.
So you never played the Telltale Batman games, right?
No.
In season 2, you finally meet the Joker, and he's a young Joker,
Okay.
and you meet him in Arkham, and that kind of gets the wheels turning about maybe you finally see the Joker as like a early 20-year-old.
Oh yeah.
And I've only played the first 2 episodes, I think, of that, but it takes it on from there. So that's a very interesting look that you haven't really seen before unless you really are in it
Yeah.
with DC characters. But even so, at the end of the movie, on the Merv Griffin, is that it?
Yes.
And
The
even
show.
before that, when he starts murdering people,
Mm-hmm.
the audience, the theater was full. It was silent.
Really?
It took a
I wish I would have
turn,
had that experience.
and it was a turn, and nobody was talking. It was
During the
just
shooting,
like,
there was silence.
holy crap! Kind of,
Mhm.
it got serious quick.
Mm-hmm.
There were some people laughing at very unfunny moments in the
Yeah.
movie in our theater because it was just a weird reaction, the way Joaquin Phoenix's body was moving or was flipping around or flailing, and people thought it was funny. It's not meant to be funny. This guy is going
He's
through
tormented.
he's
Yeah.
going through a thing. Like
He's insane.
people who don't read that in a character shouldn't watch this movie.
Yeah.
That you're gonna interpret it as every single thing he's trying to do is funny. He's not funny.
Is
No.
the timer up? Do we need to say anything?
I haven't
else?
done a timer. I thought you were doing it.
We're right there. We're gonna go a little bit more.
Do another 5.
Just a couple minutes actually, because next we
I
can get
haven't
into
even talked yet.
interpretations.
Yeah,
do you really
let's
want to talk
do-
spoiler?
Let's do another 5.
Another
okay.
5 of just spoilers.
Sorry, guys.
Go ahead, Alex.
Okay. Now I have to think. Brett, what did you enjoy about this movie?
Once the whole Merv Griffin scene, I really liked.
That was tense.
Yeah, it was. It got super tense, and even like the on-screen audience is like, "Where's this gonna go?" Holy
Yeah.
shit, you know. And
Did you think he was going to shoot him?
I was. It surprised me when it happens, but when it did happen, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So that's
You
the way I looked. I was like, it could go either way.
Yeah.
Like, because, he was practicing his joke, which was killing himself. And you look at the actual line that he reads that he wrote down in his diary that's been going out through the whole movie, which is, I hope my death
Makes more sense
than my life.
With a CENTS, like
Yeah.
it makes
Yeah.
more money than my life. Like my death makes more importance than my life.
Yeah. So that, and then the whole, like, when his coworker comes over to his house.
Yeah.
Like, that was just like.
That was gruesome, man.
That was.
That was rough.
So one thing that Josh and I watched, and I guess this is going to be along with spoilers, is you do realize that there's a point towards the end of the movie where he goes into his girlfriend's house and she doesn't
She
recognize
doesn't
him.
know him.
So-
Yeah, did that twist your mind or
Like,
what?
Wait a minute, isn't that the same girl?
That
Yes.
shows you the mental
so
illness.
there was that, and Josh and I watched like possible explanations and stuff, and how it keeps flipping back to him being in a mental institution
Twice.
twice during the
Uh-huh,
movie, and he's the exact same age, and then at the end he's in a mental institution.
Yeah.
Who's to say he is actually in a mental institution the whole time, and this is all just a big thing
In his head.
It's all in his head.
That's what I think is like kind of a shame.
I don't like that.
I don't either because
know?
it gives you it doesn't give you the story
If
proper.
that were true, the Joker is not real.
Right.
Unless
It's
he
just
gets
is in his
out.
head.
Unless
No,
he
the
gets out.
Joker is very, very real.
Yes. in
In
the
this
Batman.
movie, Joker is not necessarily one person. It seems Joker is a meaning, is what they make it.
May,
I
may-
mean,
Kind of like
or
a
a-
movement
or
like
a
the Batman
sign.
movement.
Sure.
Yeah, like Batman, he's a
Well,
hero. Well, this one is like the
a symbol.
anarchy.
And because very
Anarchist.
subtly, the title is Joker, not the Joker. It's
Yeah.
just Joker.
Mhm.
Right.
There was one other thing that
Okay.
I had. Oh, Bruce Wayne is 10 years old in this.
That's okay. But,
No, it's
fine.
not
but if you
okay.
take the Joker thing that I told you at the beginning and put that into this, that he was just inspiration,
So you're suggesting that it could be more than one person?
more than
Yes.
one Joker, yes.
Now
He
I
was
get
just the
more than one
inspiration.
universe, but I can't go along with more than one person.
There
what
could
if
be,
what if
okay.
the person, because at the end they show Bruce's parents being murdered,
Yes.
and that guy that murders him is a follower of the Joker.
Yes.
What if Joker inspired him to be the Joker?
Nope. I can't buy into that. I won't believe
Why
it.
won't you allow that?
I don't like it.
It's just like Robin. How many versions of Robin are
I
there?
know.
3.
Maybe, but Joker has
Maybe
the
more than that.
Joker
I know
has
of 3.
always been one guy, and there's one guy that's maniacal. I can't see it being the inspiration for followers to become the one guy that is Batman's one and only greatest nemesis. Can't do it.
You can't be okay with two
No.
Jokers in the same
No.
universe.
Nope.
All right, last thing before we close off
I
with the Joker.
I can't agree with that disagreement
Last thing.
because it exists everywhere in the DC universe.
Probably, but I can't do it.
That's why every Joker, it doesn't matter if you compare them to one or another. They are their
They're all
own
different.
thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Josh
Yeah,
and
you're
I
right. You're right
both
there.
agree that Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job.
I will say great acting.
And
It
you
was-
said last podcast, or I don't know if it was on air or off air, but you were saying how he's a weird guy,
He's a weird guy.
and you don't know whether or not he was going to make a good Joker.
Again, I think he did it. It was a fine acting performance. I didn't like him as the Joker.
Okay.
Okay. We can give thumbs up on no more spoiler chat. Now we're just going to give our impressions of stuff that people can hear. Now,
No more spoilers.
be prepared for a couple of twists in this. It's kind of like out of left field. You have no idea this kind of stuff happens. You know,
I say something?
especially with mental health.
Do not take your children to see this movie.
It's not okay for children.
It is not okay for kids.
Nope.
It's rated R, you know? I mean,
That doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
I know, but it.
Don't take your kids to see this movie.
Well, hold on. It's not worse than several other rated R.
Like I would not let a
movies.
kid see 7. Heck no.
No, but I mean that's
It's one thing.
it's not
you know,
a
just kind of
over the top
comparing, you know.
violent R-rated movie. It's not.
But it's really
I
twisted.
know, I know kids might not be old enough to really understand a lot of the mental health issues in this movie, but this is not meant to be a regular like villain movie. This is meant to be like a dark,
No.
like nasty Joker movie.
No.
So
No.
you're not okay with that.
I'm saying that it's not any worse than rated R movies that other kids have been to. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Like it.
You're saying don't take your kids to see this movie. It's a standard R-rated movie.
Yeah.
So follow the instructions. That's rated R.
It's
And
restricted.
don't take your children to see this movie. If you think it's going to be a happy, funny, every once in a while movie, it's not. It's a dark movie. There you go. And it's bloody.
I do want to mention that Jared Leto, shut up.
Why are you upset about this?
Why? What
Because
happened?
he's just like Scorsese. He's just whining
Well, we gotta talk about Scorsese next.
because
then.
he's only had one right? Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yes.
One appearance as a Joker, and they didn't go to him to make this movie. Shut up.
It's because they didn't. Okay.
Am I missing
so
something? What happened?
Jared Leto is all over the internet. He's depressed about the fact that Joker is like taking such a light, and he is like sitting here like, well, what about
They didn't
me?
ask me to be the Joker.
Okay.
Brett doesn't like him
All
as,
right. Well,
as the
he,
Joker.
I would
no,
never do
he had his chance.
He's not done.
And he
I know.
sucked.
And no,
No,
he did.
I
no, no,
think
no.
he
They
sucked.
took like 2 hours of Joker film from Suicide Squad out.
Oh, that's
Yes,
true.
they
That's
did.
true.
so
They did.
he
They
has
cut it
this
out.
movie still coming.
Maybe
and
they
it's still
cut it out
happening.
because they didn't like it.
Well, no. Have
No,
you seen the
it's
director's
just-
cut of Suicide Squad?
No, I haven't.
It's great.
It's much better than the actual
It's like the
movie.
director's cut of Batman vs Superman. It's better. I'm not saying it's
I've
great.
heard
It's
It has
better.
a lot more Joker story to it. Like I can't like it, honestly. That's probably why they took it out because it's a lot more focused on Joker.
Is that
then.
Birds of Prey supposed to be Suicide Squad too, or is
No.
that just a
No.
Harley Quinn?
It's a Harley
It's
Quinn
her
movie,
movie.
right
Okay.
after Suicide Squad.
Okay,
And then they're rebooting Suicide Squad.
so they're not making a sequel.
They are. They're calling it Suicide Squad.
That's the dumbest thing
It's
I've
a
ever
it's a
heard.
requel. Like it's
Oh
a
my
redo
God.
prequel
we sucked.
sequel.
We really fucked this movie up. Let's just make it again.
That's what they're doing.
Are they really doing that?
Yes. They're recasting some people. They're thinking Idris Elba is playing Deadshot instead of Will Smith. Harley Quinn is reprising. They're keeping Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, they're keeping the drinking guy,
Oh,
the guy who likes the unicorns.
yeah,
They're keeping
yeah.
him.
Mhm.
I don't think they're keeping Katana, which is very upsetting because I like that
I liked
actress. But back to the Joker before we move on to other
I can't
things
believe
here.
they're doing that.
This is a different light of Joker where it actually talks about mental illness as opposed to, well, it could still be a PTSD thing, like the way Heath Ledger was.
if he was
As opposed to moving into a vat of chemicals and becoming Joker
Oh.
that way.
Oh,
if
yeah.
he was abused as a
Yeah.
child.
Yeah, as opposed to dropping into chemicals and I was a gangster once like Jack Nicholson and I hate that origin. F that origin. Sorry, I have to have that opinion.
Fine, that's fine because I like Jack Nicholson, but that's fine.
Well, that the chemicals thing was, it formed his physical features.
And it also messed with him
Yeah.
because then he had the laughing thing happen to him and he
He
started
did-
having that
he
issue.
went- it did turn him crazy.
Yes.
Yes. But
Smile Forever is
it
going to
also,
turn you insane.
that's why he had to do the plastic surgery.
Yes.
Just because of the chemicals.
Yep.
The black market.
Final
plastic surgery.
Final thoughts. Number. What do you want to give it?
Uh,
Joker.
7.
I'm giving it a 10.
9.5.
I'm buying this movie.
It is.
It is for us. It's a buy.
It is, to me. It was not a perfect. Again, separate Joker from the movie, and it's a good movie.
You know, it's basically a remake of Robert De Niro's movie where he basically has mental illness and
Is it Taxi Driver?
it takes stuff from that, and also I can't remember the name of the movie. I just can't. It's something with Robert De Niro, and he kind of has the same thing as Joker. Like he
Huh.
has these flashes. I can't
Because
recall.
he does have that in Taxi Driver, right?
He's very mentally ill
Yeah.
in Taxi Driver. I haven't seen Taxi Driver, and I know that that's a really good movie, but
Yeah.
Never seen it.
That's
Yeah.
that's always makes the list of top movies of all time or whatever.
So let's talk about Martin Scorsese. So we're doing a lot of nerd chat here.
So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do the.
We're gonna do the topic
fan
of the week.
topic?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we'll move into other stuff. So Martin Scorsese needs to get off his high horse. He's been talking against Marvel. Now he made a statement in Empire magazine saying, honestly, the closest I can think of them as the Marvel movies, as Marvel cinema, as well made as they are, with actors doing the best they can under the circumstances, is theme parks. It isn't the cinema of human beings trying to convey emotional, psychological experiences to other human beings.
Yeah,
He said that about Marvel.
this to me is just he comes from a different era of filmmaking.
He does.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
that's not how movies are done in
Right.
this day and age.
Correct.
You know, so
Yes, I agree.
take it with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there were people who were responding to it. James Gunn was one of the first to really have a public tweet. Said, Martin Scorsese is one of my 5 favorite living filmmakers. I was outraged when people picketed The Last Temptation of Christ without having seen the film. I'm saddened that he's now judging my films the same way. Okay?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
he's basically picketing against
Yeah.
it. Samuel L. Jackson said, everyone's got an opinion, including Scorsese. I mean, that's like saying Bugs Bunny ain't funny. Films are films.
I can hear him saying that too.
Films are films. That's
Films are films.
Not
good
everybody likes Scorsese's stuff either. Everybody's got an opinion. So, I mean, it's okay, Jackson added. Ain't going to stop nobody from making movies.
He's right about that.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
And then Scorsese came back during a press conference for The Irishman, stating more on Marvel, saying the value of a film that is like a theme park film, Marvel-type pictures where theaters become amusement parks. That's a different experience, he said. It's not cinema. It's something else. We shouldn't be invaded by it. So that is a big issue, and we need the theater owners to step up to allow theaters to show films that are narrative films.
How can theaters show films if they're not being made?
Right.
This is what's being made because this is what makes money.
Exactly.
So he just needs
Yeah,
to
and back when he was
Stop.
making good, he
He
made
needs to
Goodfellas,
stop.
right?
yes.
Yeah. So back when he had the #1 movie,
Oh, Scorsese? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of movies.
I know, but
he's made a lot. He did
I know,
The
but-
Departed.
but
and-
when
Yeah.
back when his movies were big, maybe he's just being like Jared
Back, they're
Leto.
still huge.
Back when Jared Leto, or see now you messed me up. Maybe he's being like Jared Leto right now, and it's just like,
Worried?
well, Marvel's better than me right
is
now.
butthurt about
Yeah,
it.
he's
Really
a little
upset.
butthurt about it.
That's okay.
Go make a good movie and then come back.
Right.
The movie going experience has changed.
It has.
And he's just not understanding that the studios go the way, again, this is just me thinking out loud. The way a studio approaches what movies to greenlight is because they know how well it's going to do.
How to market it.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the whole
And,
thing that's going
you
on
know,
with
you
China
gotta-
right now.
You set up your budget, and the big part of the budget is your advertising budget
Mm-hmm.
and how, what TV spots you're going to put it in. A lot of times if something's going to be big, something like the Super Bowl comes up.
I want to mention one thing about China about this and everything. I don't want to get political on this, but they added time to Iron Man 3 to appease the Chinese market.
Like
Yeah.
at a
What do
time
you mean
like
added
They
time?
added a scene with an Asian doctor performing the surgery on him at the end of Iron Man 3.
Oh.
Yeah. So Disney is that's kind of what they did is they appeased the Chinese market like that. That's kind of what, maybe Scorsese's saying. It's become theaters where they're all like making money and that's all that matters. Which
that.
I mean, that's
if
China-
you're good
I
at
get
something,
that.
never
I
do it for
kinda-
free.
Well, he may also be thinking because he's made really good pictures, and not that the Marvel movies aren't good, but
Right.
maybe he sees it as just a cash grab.
Could be.
Instead of making good films, you're just making films
Which
will
is
make a lot of
Which
money.
is
you
your
agree on that.
opinion.
You agree on that.
I do, but I've never said that they aren't good movies. I said I don't prefer them.
Okay.
I know people love these movies. A lot of times the stories, even though they're not for me, are good. And
Mhm.
but yes, it is a cash grab, but at least it's not crap.
Okay.
Okay.
Good words. Robert Downey Jr. said one other thing on the Howard Stern show recently. He said, "I'll tell you the truth. I didn't expect the MCU to become what it became today, and it is very large, multi-headed hydra at this point. I've always had other interests, and according to Scorsese, it's not cinema, so I have to take a look at that, I appreciate his opinion because I think it's like anything. We need all of the different perspectives so we can come to the center and move on. Saying Marvel movies were not cinema makes no sense. It'll be like saying Howard Stern isn't radio."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
people
Good
are
analogy.
comparing it to they're analogizing. Is that a word?
I don't.
I don't.
You almost said anal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they're making analogies.
There you go.
That's the word.
There you go. We get what you're saying. Okay. We good?
Yeah, we're good on that. I mean, what do you think about this, Alex? I mean, you being
I kind of agree with Robert Downey Jr. and
Sam
Samuel L.
Jackson.
Jackson.
opinions are opinions.
Yep.
Makes sense. I mean,
It's the internet. You can tweet whatever you want.
I mean,
Right.
Martin Scorsese's not a young man, so he's just like the old guy who's kind of lost touch with what is actually reality.
but he's still making films that are relevant to today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but
It's
he's
just-
also
it's-
kind of lost back
Guys,
in time with most of his stuff.
Maybe he didn't have his coffee. Okay.
Okay, really? That's
He didn't have his coffee one
No,
morning.
but twice because he was the second one. He was asked at the premiere.
right.
He hasn't had any sleep.
Well, he's worried
He
about
did
the
just do a
Irishman.
movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna go on to our weekly topic that we brought. I pulled this out of seeing a couple posts shared on Facebook, and I was like, you know what, this is a good enough topic that's it's got enough opinions on one side or the other that we have our audience comment on. Like they give us comments, and we're gonna give some shout outs as we go. So we're gonna talk about our weekly topic, which is kids and leashes. Like kids wearing leashes, yes or no? Basically. What do you think? And this is the most commented on thing that we've ever had on our social media. Thank you everyone for your opinions,
Yes. Number
your
one.
views. Thank
Yes.
you very much. We're gonna go on and read a few of those,
Yes.
pretty anonymously as we can.
I've got at least two that said that they would. They don't care whether or not we talk about it.
Oh well, we can keep it anonymous. It's fine.
You don't want to even use first names.
Fine.
So I think we need to approach this from two sides. One, from the people who don't have kids, and even though I don't have kids, I was responsible for a 1 to 3 year old
Right.
for a while.
But we
so-
do have nieces and nephews that we see frequently.
Okay.
So we can kind of take that
But you
into
don't
our
have
own
kids
view.
of your own.
Not yet. No. This is coming from. We're gonna be those activist parents that are like, we don't have them yet, so you should stop.
Right.
But we're not. We're gonna kind of give just our view, what we have before we have kids, and we can kind of revisit this whenever Alex and I have kids, if we're still podcasting at that point.
Okay. So I'm going to start off with a comment from somebody that I know that has 4 kids.
No, I want you to say what you think.
Oh, we
You
want
wanna
to
do
do
our
us
thoughts
first?
first?
Yes, and then we'll do the
okay.
comments
Yeah. Okay,
after
sure.
we say our piece.
All
So
right.
you have to take it to where you're at first. If you really have a lot to take care of, if you are a single parent and you only have 1 kid, let's go off of single parents first.
No, I want a yes or no. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How many kids do you have at this point, though?
Doesn't matter.
You can't say, yeah, it's just this.
Doesn't matter. I've seen it from 1 kid to people that have 5 on here.
I gotta say no.
Okay. Any situation whatsoever, it's an automatic no. If I were to hand you a leash and say, babe, put this on the kid.
Leash.
Use your
Leash. What did I say?
lease.
Leash? Did I say leash? Here's a leash. Put it on the kid.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I there's a reason for my yes.
Okay.
And there's a reason for my yes.
But I have a little bit of a yes. You said solid
No,
yes or no.
a solid.
But it depends. If you have 5 kids and they're all under the age of 3, absolutely have that.
Okay. So, and I have a yes. I guess I'm all around you too. I'm a yes and a no.
Especially if you're in like a mall, theme park, places where it's very highly populated, densely populated person can go hide amongst the crowd with your
So,
child.
That's
a
where,
time.
That's my yes.
That's what I said.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the reason for my yes is if we go take our kids 5 and under to Disney World,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have some type of thing
Security for that day.
for them. So
yes.
I don't necessarily am gonna put a leash on them like a belt, but I've seen them have like a backpack, and the backpack has a leash.
It's a
It's the
leash.
same
It's
thing.
The same thing.
I know, but I'm saying like I'd at least make it look a little bit more
Cute.
yeah. So, and I'm going to do that more only because, and this is going to be off of the internet and seeing this kind of stuff, especially because the city that we live in now is unfortunately known for a lot of
All-time
sex
high.
trafficking.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
And it is people all the time. I share these posts all the time on Facebook when they pop up of people that are saying that they went to Kroger or Kroger or Walmart or Target, and they were just in the parking lot or even in the actual building, and they find people that are following them, and then they go outside when they realize that they've noticed them, and these people are snatching up kids.
Yeah.
Scary
and
stuff.
I don't know how big that was back when we were kids or back when our family was growing up, but
No.
I mean, it's a scary situation. And I've seen way too many TV
This
shows that make me
technology
paranoid.
has done it. This technology has been able to get a human sold so easily, and you
Yeah.
can toss it. It's like a burner, and it connects you to everything. This is what has done that.
Yeah. So that's my
It's
reason.
definitely contributed.
If I'm going
yeah.
to the
That's what I
grocery
mean.
store or doing my daily activities, I'm not going to have a leash on my child. If I'm going to a big public, a festival, or or Disney World or Cedar Point or something like that, yeah, I'm going to have something attached to them.
See, that's for a time. It's not saying permanently.
Yeah.
What about the zoo?
No.
No.
Okay, let me
Okay.
push back on your yeses and nos a little
Okay.
bit here.
Let's
So,
get some bread.
And we
in
do
here.
not have kids, by the way.
Yeah, no kids here for us too. We do have nieces and nephews. That's our opinions on let's not take
And
our
honestly, I don't think I'm going to use one on one child. It would have to be more than one.
right. One child you can take care of.
Yeah, I feel like I could have the responsibility
Maybe
of
2
keeping my
even.
eye on one.
Yeah.
I know you think that, but let me just paint a picture. So when
Okay.
when Leela learned to walk, she wanted to walk everywhere. No stroller. She just wanted to go. Like
Yeah.
I remember at her first birthday party, we rented a big building,
Okay.
like a community building.
Okay.
Yeah.
All I did for like an hour and a half was follow her around because she was just walking the entire time, and she was walking fast.
Mhm.
So, and I remember we went furniture shopping, and she wanted to walk the whole time, and I got tired of walking.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I don't know if a leash would benefit there because I'm not going to stop her.
Right.
And it's inside a store, it's inside a building, we're
Yeah.
not outside. But there were times, I think we even had one and we used it some, but there comes a point when you're like, I'm tired of chasing her. This leash, maybe, just hold her back a little bit.
Okay.
So it comes to that, and that was just one kid. So when there's more than one, I could absolutely understand an overwhelmed parent wanting a way to keep them from just taking off.
Eventually becomes a dog walk.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So, all right, and then to paint another picture, I guess, like, again, not having children of my own, I definitely, I'm going to make sure that I have my children grow up knowing, stand by me, stay here, do this.
Right.
Really,
Take
the
off.
only reason I'm giving myself, like, an in for leashes is really when it's, you take them to Disney World and they're super young, all they want to do, look, there's Mickey, look, there's this.
Squirrel.
I can't tell you how many times my brother ran off.
Yeah.
Like when we went to Disney World.
And he was like 10.
I was
Oh, no.
10.
I was thinking your Vegas
no,
trip.
I
I'm
would
sorry.
have been 8. So Jake would have been like
5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5
And
or
like going in and seeing
4.
like Toy Story characters, like it was like, oh, there's Buzz, there's Woody, like it's just running around. Like I
Nice.
can't imagine how much stress my parents were under.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's scary to have your kid just like run off. They're not gonna listen.
Let's get into comments
Okay.
of what people think. So Alex has all this up via our social media. She's taking screenshots and all that stuff. So she's going to go over and also some text messages and
Okay.
Yeah.
And really, honestly, to read through these, I was even talking to my dad earlier today, and he's like, so what are the comments like? And I'm like, honestly, it's 50-50.
it really is.
And so, I mean, I have nothing against somebody that's going to use a leash. I have something against people, how they're going to use a leash.
Well, you gotta also think some of these people who commented don't live in big cities.
Oh, yeah, that too.
To your knowledge, are the people who are against it, do they have kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no.
Yes. I have some that have kids and some that don't. It's
Okay.
50-50. Doesn't matter if you have kids or not, is what I'm seeing. All right. So, first off, this person I know has 4. She says, I have never used a leash on any of my kids. Someone bought me one when I was pregnant with my first, and I gave it away. I'm not that kind of person. If you can't control your child enough to hold their hand and put them in a stroller or take them places or don't take them places till they can handle it. I think leashes are lazy.
Ooh.
I knew
So-
that word was going to come up.
4 kids.
4 kids.
No leashes. That's
No
actually
leashes.
that's actually interesting. Like that's coming from that many children.
I don't know if you can be that blanket about it because every kid is different.
Yes.
And just because her kids, she got them to listen and behave, that's great. But that's not the case with every kid.
Alex could tell you who it is off the air, and you might be surprised.
Yeah. So I've got another person who I know has, I think she's got 3. She said, yep, sure has. Or yep, I sure have. She said Aiden, which is one of her kids, was notorious for darting and wanted to be independent.
Wow.
He's still alive, so don't regret doing it. Well, some of these days.
Okay.
So she uses one. I've got another one. I know she's got 2 kids. I have one for Xavier, but I have only had to use it on him during the 4th of July because he was trying to touch all the fireworks, and it was the only way I could keep him back. Once my little girl starts walking, I can see us needing to use it on her. She's a wild woman.
Okay. Did you go through the ones that I shared or no?
I have, yes, I've got.
Because I can do that real quick if you want.
Nope, I've got them right here.
All right.
I've got another comment that says, I don't have kids, but hell no. To me, it shows lack of responsibility wanting to watch them, a lazy parent, or someone who doesn't have control and thinks this gives them control.
But that's someone who has no kids.
Mm-hmm,
So there's a view right there where it's like,
So
you don't have it yet.
my mom only said, she said one word,
No?
No.
never.
Never. Okay.
So-
She just didn't or she's against it.
So I'm going to tell you this. We had a leash in the house.
Yeah.
We used it as a toy in the house. We never had it on us in public.
Okay.
And it wasn't really a leash. It was almost like a slap wristband with a cord, like a bungee cord.
Yeah.
And it was I think it was just to keep us together. And it had Velcro to go around your wrist. But I never remembered using it
I don't know
in
if
public.
my parents commented on this.
I could even tell you it was red and the Velcro was like red and rainbow. Like I remember
I
what
gotta
it
take a
looked like.
look.
But
I
we
gotta
used
take
it
a
as a toy. I've got another one that says, okay. Never have, or I know she has 3 kids. Never have, but I wish I had with my middle child. May use one on my youngest, depends on how he is when he gets older. If you think of them less as a leash and more of a safety net that allows kids to explore while keeping them close, makes it a little bit more sense. Not all kids tolerate a stroller or holding hands for long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
Some kids are plain runners or explorers, or have them and having them tethered to you gives them that room while making sure they stay close enough to stay safely within reach.
I don't disagree with any of that. However, you can call it a safety net. It's a leash. I mean, that's a euphemism. It's still a leash.
Got a couple here that have used them with their kids. One of them with 3 boys. One of them with just 1. But they're at the point where they don't need to use it. I'm reading a couple of them that are on my Facebook.
Okay.
Just on shopping trips and at the fair is really it. That's about it. That's all I've seen really is like there are some who do, some who don't. I mean, it's a real toss-up
And at
with
the
this.
end of the day, you're the parent. You decide what's best for your own child.
Absolutely.
And every child is different.
Yes.
I've got 1, 2. I know she's got 3 boys, and they're all grown up now. And she said, "I use them with all 3 boys. I don't regret it at all."
There you go.
So and these boys I know are 18, 19 is the
They're-
oldest.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, she's
She was
older,
she was a younger parent.
and she lives in a smaller city.
Yeah.
Very
small.
About I don't know. I'm gonna mess up. Maybe less than 2,000.
Yeah.
Mm,
And she
yeah.
uses leashes.
Yeah. Do you have any other comments that we can go? I think.
I've got another. I've
You
got
got one more?
another couple that are no's.
Okay.
First off, just to go to Instagram real quick, I've got just nope. And I've got I'm a pro leash. I'm way too slow to catch up to my potential kidnapper. I've also got one that said, yes, I have at Disney World. So, but I didn't hold on to the leash with my hand. I tied it to my belt.
Wow.
I've also got, I never did with my child, nor I did with my sister's kids until she had one with autism. He's a flight risk. He dashes off into parking lots, into the street, anywhere. I'd much rather him be safe when people look at me and think I'm a bad parent. It's a chance to educate that person about autism.
Sure.
So, and really, I think I got to, honestly, most of them.
Parent
Oh, I have one
shaming
more.
is an absolute thing.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yes. I agree.
I've got 2 more that I'm going to read. One is from my dad. He said that I can say it's from him
Okay.
because this is how I was brought up. And I could not remember how we were brought up until he sent me this text. And I'm like, oh, I remember doing that. I don't know how much it really worked, but I remember doing it. He says, the only leash I ever used on my children was my own pant belt for loop for them to hold on to. So he would tell us, hold on to my belt loop. Also, when getting out of the car in a parking lot, we all had to have one hand on the outside of the car before we walked into the store.
Smart.
Which I cannot, that just boomed right into my memory. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's what we had to do, even if it was a finger. He said leashes are for pets, a dog, a cat, your potbelly pig, not your children.
Well, there you go.
Well, the concept is the same. Just not using the physical object.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still the same. Like when I grew up, my sisters had bracelet leashes to each other, and at least one of them had to be
Like handcuffs.
It's like, well, it was a Velcro, and then it was like a spring, like a red spring, and then the other one had the other one.
Sure.
So it was just to make sure that they stayed
So they're
together.
stuck together, but not to anything else.
But we always had to keep our hand on the cart.
Oh, okay.
Just when we went grocery shopping, and then during when we went to the Mall of America, which I can't imagine that nightmare
Oh
for my
my
parents.
God, with 5 kids?
5 kids in Mall of
Jeez,
America. That's
no.
the biggest mall in the United States, indoor mall. And holy cow, man, it's.
Okay, I've got one more.
Okay.
I've got somebody that says it's degrading, and let's. And here's the conversation. It's degrading. Let's see the parents be paraded around with a leash first, then we'll talk. And said if that kid is so dumb to walk off a cliff, then it was meant to be. World's got enough stupid people.
Holy cow!
This person's not a parent. Right?
No.
No, if the parent needs a leash to keep track of their child, then they shouldn't have had kids in the first place. They should be watching them, like every good parent has in history before. I won't argue with the semantics. Bad people do bad things, and sometimes bad things happen to good people, and that's life. And by the way,
That's
I had a conversation with this person, and I said, Hakuna Matata, and he said, pretty much, yeah.
I think I know who it is, but tell
Okay.
me off air.
I'll tell you off
Yeah,
air.
tell you off air.
So that's what we have. Just there's a couple things off of YouTube. We've got somebody that said, just have twins.
I can't. Yeah.
Like, probably meaning pro leash. Just have twins and you'll find out.
Oh,
Does that mean
Oh.
that you're pro leash then? Who said just have twins? Because
Yeah.
I didn't get a
Is
actual
he saying
comment on
like wait till you have twins or
Mhm.
try
Have
having
twins.
This
twins?
person that commented has twins.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I got it.
Alex and
over
I-
a year old.
in
Yeah.
our generation. Actually, my siblings haven't had any twins
Yeah, I
either.
know.
We are.
I know.
It's gonna happen. To
It's
us.
gonna happen. And then we've got somebody that said, yes, with child trafficking so bad these days, it's a yes for me.
Why would you want to risk that? You know, in this city anyway.
Well,
I think,
again, given
honestly,
the
it
situation
depends on
where
your
you're
situation.
At, yeah.
Also, if someone's out to abduct your child, they take a pair of scissors and snip, and they go. They wait for you to
Depends
be
on what the cable's made
They
out
d-
of.
yeah,
too.
they wait till you're distracted, which could be at any time, and possibly a snip, and it's not much of a deterrent if it's not the leash is not an excuse to pay no attention at all.
Correct.
You know,
I agree. That's
So
a
that's
that's a good actually a good analysis there. Saying
it's
basically.
kind of just a physical aid.
right,
Mhm.
right. I think that
I just don't think that you should be. Bottom line for me is, don't be embarrassed if you feel like you have to use one.
right. If you're
Who cares? There's parent shaming all the time, but the way you raise your children is the way you raise your children. It
You-
shouldn't be the internet raising you.
I remember you shaming a kid on a leash once when we were at the zoo,
How?
and you said, "Are we gonna do that seriously?"
How? Okay, that's what it's at the zoo.
You
Okay.
say- So
She parent
In-
shamed.
I did. It
What?
was many years ago.
oh,
I was very young.
We were at the zoo a couple years ago. Yeah.
We were at the zoo, and I saw it, and the way that the person was, like, the kid wasn't even darting. Like, it was just like sitting there, and I'm
well,
like,
maybe he learned to not dart.
Heel.
it's just it didn't look like that person had any other kids. It was one kid on a leash, and I'm like, really? This is supposed to be like a. I just
Yes,
don't think that that's the right thing. Again, it's
You
your
don't
situation.
know
I know.
that situation. Maybe he was calmed down at that point.
I know.
Maybe he just didn't have the sugar of the day or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know, but yes, everybody's done it in some way or form. Going, I'm not raising my kids like that, and those people aren't raising their kids the right way. It's whatever. You raise your kids the way you want to raise your kids, and that's how it goes.
Okay, so is that all we really have to touch on this topic?
Yep.
Let's talk about next week's topic. Thank you everyone for giving us your comments on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, text, via conversation anyway. Thank you very much for all that. This is the most commented on topic we've had, and we appreciate that. You guys have given us a lot of insight on your thoughts.
Going back to our friend that has the twins,
Yes?
he said, it depends on the situation. If I'm in public and my attention is on something aside watching my kids, then yes. If I'm conscious that I need to keep an eye on them, but peace of mind is more important than self-image.
Okay, that's exactly what you said, Brett. Next week's topic, Alex, you wanted to talk about this. What was it?
So honestly, I came up with it today.
Okay.
Just because I saw that there was somebody, or there was a post somewhere that that was posted on my Facebook that said, give your thoughts on schools bringing in sign language as a foreign language. And it made me think, like, we've discussed plenty of times of the things that we wish we would have learned in school.
Yeah.
So I want to put I think everybody knows what we wish that we would have learned, or what we wish school would have offered for us. So I'm going to put it out there as the question for this week is, for middle school and high school, what do you think should be added to the curriculum to be able to graduate? Like, what classes these days do you think kids absolutely need to be taught to be able to make it out into the real world?
Yep. We'll do a post on our social media. You guys
Other
can
than
comment
just
on there.
English and math and science, like specifics that need to be required. Like, for instance, you and I, for high school, we were required to take a foreign language.
No, we weren't.
I was. Weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had
Nope.
to have 2 credits minimum to graduate.
Nope.
You didn't?
Elective.
Nope. Ours it was elective after 2.
I'm pretty sure
two
anyway.
credits.
I think
Nope.
we had to have 1 year, but
Mhm.
I won't swear to that.
Okay. Well,
Elective.
I, guess
I
other
didn't
schools
make
are
it a
different.
point to remember stuff from
I
high
did
school.
Spanish and it was really poor. I got a D minus. Actually, yeah, I got a D minus. Yep. I want to do a quick rebuttal on finger licking. So this came up last week. Well, actually, a week and a half ago when we recorded. We were talking about how I will not lick my fingers after eating any form of food at all because hands are disgusting. They're gross. Don't do it. Cheetos, Doritos, wings, nothing. It goes right to the paper towel, goes to the sink, goes to a wet nap, something. It does not go to my mouth. Absolutely gross. How this came up is we were driving down to Indianapolis to be on Juice in the morning show, and his live show, that a remote show that was at Joe's Grill.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was awesome, by the way. I loved it. We're gonna do it again here soon. And I ate McDonald's tenders that had barbecue sauce on them, and we had no napkins. So Alex told me to lick my fingers. I said, absolutely disgusting. Will not do it. So
That's what brought on the topic.
Yep, you guys talked about it. They have.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna show this on our YouTube.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Finger covers.
All right, Josh.
They exist.
Will
Look
you,
at that.
Will you use
Absolutely. I'll wash those.
Are
I can't believe that these exist.
Were you born in like 2010?
What are you talking about? No,
It
that's
just
great.
seems like a very big millennial thing to do. Are you gonna take these to restaurants like B-dubs and use them?
No, I'm talking about at home. Do you take metal straws to restaurants to drink out of them?
Or the
No.
car. You
The
can put 'em in
car,
the car.
maybe. Yeah, I mean that'd be great for children, great for kids.
They're just gonna swallow them.
That
It's a choking hazard.
Yeah, that you would not.
It's a choking hazard for yourself.
No, I'm not dumb. Come on, that's great, right? That's fantastic.
Well,
Finger covers.
For people like you, probably, but we don't care.
I know, but I will not lick my fingers whatsoever. That's the disgusting thing.
Will
That's
you
a
lick my
disgusting habit. What?
Don't ask
Get
that.
out of here. No.
If I had chocolate on my finger, would
No,
you lick it?
no. Your hand is just as gross as mine, I'm sure.
You've licked other things. Wow.
Whoa. There's a title right there, guys.
Like ice cream.
Like ice cream.
Sure. Not what I meant, but okay. Hit El Camino, and then we'll do the movie club.
What do you need? What do you need, Alex?
Nothing.
I got that.
What?
that.
You got it? Okay.
Am I
Yeah.
talking Chinese here?
No.
No topic.
No. We're good. So El Camino, and then we got to talk about our movie club.
I just said that.
Yes, I'm repeating that. I know. So Alex and I.
You threw us off, Brett.
Yeah, really.
I thought
Talking
we were
Chinese.
done
Do
with-
you see his face?
Oh my God.
He's all red right now.
So El Camino came out on Friday. We're gonna do a spoiler-free
Yes.
chat on that because not everyone is even caught up on Breaking Bad. There's people in our chat that haven't even watched it that are like, oh, I should watch that show. Watch it. It's one of TV's best. Breaking Bad. So El Camino is a Breaking Bad movie of a continuation off of the show right after the series ends. It's immediately, directly right after. Like you don't miss a beat.
like even like the ending scene is
Yeah.
in there.
Yep.
And it just goes from there.
I wish there was more, of course, of what you get. You get some flashbacks. You get to see, some people that you didn't think that you would see, some people that you actually get more in story than you need. That's a little bit of a downside, is there's a little bit of the flashback story that I didn't like. That's like, okay, come on. And then Jesse also has PTSD, and they only show it for the first 10 minutes. That doesn't make any sense to me. PTSD does not go away just after a shower.
No, I think that they needed to concentrate just to kind of show you this is how bad he is.
But
It
he never
doesn't-
portrayed it
doesn't-
again.
They don't think they need to. I think it was more of a statement.
Okay.
That they showed you, hey, this is how messed up he is.
Yeah. So Aaron Paul melded right back into Pinkman's shoes, like like as if he was never gone. He said the bitch, and he did the regular talk, and he's also very familiar with death. Like he welcomes it in El Camino.
Mhm.
Like he shows
You could just
no
say,
fear.
yeah, he's been through so much that he's like, he
do
gets
it.
put in a situation. He's like, what do I have to lose?
Yep. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Take care of it already. Get rid of me, off me, whatever. Doesn't matter. He's faced death enough. He's welcoming it now because he in the Breaking Bad series he goes through hell and back and hell again. Like he's drugged through the mud, and this is no different. The 2 hours that you get of this Breaking Bad add-on is a good addition, but it's not necessary. You don't necessarily need to watch it. Like Toy Story 4. You don't need to watch Toy Story 4 It's an add-on.
Do I need to like I've watched Breaking Bad, but I've only watched it once, and I don't know if I remember a lot of it. So would I be lost watching this movie?
Not really.
I don't think so, because they do a lot of flashbacks to remind you of kind of what happened.
Okay.
But if you watch, there is a YouTube video that
Follow the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
there's Breaking Bad in 5 minutes,
That
and that
covers
is
all the main
really
stuff.
that is all you need.
But you don't. But the thing is, you might not even need to, because all you need to know is what happened at the end.
Really, just the last scene,
Yeah.
or not last scene, but the last episode, just
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if it was enough of a shock value for me to remember that ending so well that I'd love it, I'll watch it in my head over and over again.
Mhm.
Great ending. A little sad, a little bittersweet, but you do need to
You-
watch the series before watching this if you haven't.
Yes.
This will make no sense to you. It's just going to be something out of
It's
left
almost
field.
like an additional ending to Breaking Bad.
Easter
is
egg.
what it is.
an Easter egg you'd
Like
find.
what do you call it? Like if you're watching like Breaking Bad, the whole entire thing from start to finish as a movie, this is like the deleted scenes or the extra ending that
Mhm.
you didn't have. Like that's what the movie is.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
It felt like two movies or two episodes together is what it felt like.
Which is the way Gilligan writes. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what he's known for with his Better Call Saul, and I don't know if he's ever written any major films. I might be stupid there, but my main impression is I give it an 8. It's a watch. It's a watch again if you like the Breaking Bad series. If you wanted more Jesse, you wanted more Skinny Pete, you wanted more Badger. God, I couldn't think. They don't say his name in El Camino really.
And
you
those
get-
characters, they jump right. Everybody jumps right back into their character, even
Mhm.
after being gone for
a few
4 or
years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Since it ended, like it's exactly where they picked it off.
Yep.
There was only one thing that bugged me.
There are the ageism.
No, who's the guy I can never
Todd.
remember? Todd's gained a little weight.
So did Aaron Paul. Yeah.
Tiny.
You can see it.
Just
And
a tiny.
Skinny Pete got skinnier.
Skinny
I didn't
Pete got
think you could get skinnier, but he got skinnier.
But really, that kind of bugged me a little bit. Is Todd's character? You can tell he's put on some pounds, and that it kind of messes with your time frame a little bit. Like you
Right.
can tell that this was an added-on movie.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, other than that, everybody, even Todd's character, who I freaking hate, like you still like you start this movie and you're like, I freaking hate that guy. Still. Like,
Freaking hate that guy.
I hate that guy. So it's amazing. I sat there with a smile on my face the whole time. And like it felt like we were watching Breaking Bad for the first time. Like
It was good.
good.
It was good.
Very
good swan song. That being said, I need to talk about a celebrity death. The actor who plays the vacuum guy, his name is Ed in Breaking Bad. He's the get out of jail guy. He's the guy who
like you called
No.
the number.
the vacuum guy.
Oh,
No, okay.
Robert Forster, he passed away the same day that El Camino came out. He died of brain cancer and passed away. He was 78. Kind of young.
I mean, 78's up there. I mean, we always said if we got to 75.
Yeah, like 75 is the thing. Yeah, he died on Friday, the same day El Camino released. I wonder if he would have been on the red carpet if he was feeling better.
I don't know,
But
maybe.
yeah, he passed away of brain cancer. It's sad to say. He's a pretty main character in El Camino. Like so it's kind of even worse to see like just this guy you just saw on screen or on TV, whatever. He passed away the same day this came out. So really sad to hear. So let's move on to our movie club. So what the PTO Unlimited Movie Club is every single week we pick a movie for us to watch. This month we are doing horror movies of audience suggestions, and we have a list that we've already had, but if you guys have other movies that you want to suggest, whether or not we've already got them on our list, you can just shout them out in our comments, see what else you guys want us to watch. This week Brett is choosing, but out of the list, what?
Should we go ahead and post the list? Like, you made a list, right?
I did make a
We
list.
should post that list so if there's something that's not on there, somebody can add to it. And we can
Right.
just keep adding to it.
Right, I'll put that on I'll try to do something. I'll make something. I'll
Okay.
make an image or something.
Do your graphic design stuff.
I'll do my graphic design things. So this week we did The Exorcist, and none of us have seen it. And it came out in what year?
73.
73. So we're going to give our full spoiler impressions on this. So, Brett,
It's been out long enough. We could spoil it.
you take it away. You take it away, Brett, and we'll go down the line like we always do.
I was not scared, but because it is cheesy. But I understand why people were freaking out
Same.
in the 70s, in the early 70s.
Yeah.
Just the whole voice changing of the girl when it's still the actress. Obviously, they switched her out for the physical stuff with the
Right.
doll or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part was especially the first time you hear it, like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
definitely not her. I want to skip straight to the end because the end, I was like, holy shit, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens is, and that's the other thing, I didn't know there was Father Marin.
Let me get the IMDb up so we can don't sound
There's
like idiots.
Father
talking about this.
Karras, who is the younger of the
Demi.
priests.
Father Marin, yes.
Damien. They called him
And
Demi.
Demi.
Father
Marin.
Karras.
Karras. Yeah.
Karras, yes.
So-
and then there's also Father Dyer, who was at the end.
I did not know that Father Marin does the actual exorcism. I thought it was Father Karras.
And you know who he is?
He looks familiar to me. I couldn't place him.
His name is Max von Sydow. Have you ever seen? Well, he's big in Minority Report. I don't know if you've seen that
Nope.
movie. Flash Gordon. Alex, you and I know him from Game of Thrones.
Oh, I knew it. I knew I recognized him.
But I'm looking to see what all else he's in.
He's still
Oh,
around.
he was in The Force Awakens right
You're
at the
talking
beginning.
about
The old guy, Marin.
oh, okay.
That
Okay.
guy.
Oh, okay, I recognize him from Force Awakens. He's the one that
Right at the beginning.
Kylo Ren.
Yep.
Anyway, I didn't know it was two of them. I thought it was just Father Karras.
Okay.
So that surprised me. And then the end where Father Karras actually gets him to transfer from the girl to him and then jumps out the window to his
That
death.
was a holy
I
shit
was
moment.
like, what? Because I just thought the ending was gonna, they cast him out. You
Yep,
know? And
right.
it was over.
Yeah.
No.
No,
It
it
was
was
very
everybody
much not.
dies in this
Everybody
film.
dies except the mother and the daughter.
Reagan.
Yeah.
Now that actress is Linda Blair. That's her name, and she's most notable for this film, and of course the sequels. Great job on her part with everything, all the emotions.
Yeah, and just
Great child actress.
Especially not having any. I feel like a lot of children these days will have some movies to go off of to learn how to act like that. And
Right.
back then, I don't think there was that many
No.
movies like this for her to practice off of.
Sure.
Did you hear that? On set, there was actually a lot of creepy stuff that happened during the filming of
Seems
this.
to be that way with a lot of horror
Mm-hmm.
movies.
Yeah. I want to say a couple things. The floating effect was pretty cool for the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, that float where she's up on her own and they're just shouting at her.
I didn't see any lines or anything, you know.
Could have been removed digitally nowadays,
Could've,
which is
sure.
what we've watched is digital
Yeah,
version of it.
yeah.
I didn't. It was boring.
Until you get to the actual exorcism,
Yeah.
it is slow.
Some of the scenes where they quick cuts make no sense. Like suddenly the scene's over and it's like what's happening after that?
Well,
Is that just supposed to keep your height up? Like
the stuff at the beginning, I'm like, what is this?
yeah, he's
and,
in the desert.
yeah, and he finds some relics or something.
Long
Yeah.
and bland, not necessary. That's what I want to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was like that entire opening, him in the desert. I'm sure it makes sense. I don't know. Actually, it doesn't make
I
sense.
thought
It
it was
doesn't.
I thought it was an archeologist.
Right.
I didn't know he was a priest.
A priest as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheesy effects. Today's standards, it's hardly noticeable. Or harshly noticeable, not hardly.
Yeah.
I think so. Alex, you want to
And
say
hey,
it?
again, when you think about it coming out in the 70s,
As
you
a
have to
kid,
do that.
this movie scared me.
Yeah.
I
Like,
can see
I
that.
saw some scenes. I saw the one scene that we didn't see, which is in the director's cut, I guess, is when Crab walks down the stairs and vomits. I don't know what she vomits. I don't remember. Don't want to remember.
Probably the Nickelodeon green goo.
Yeah, that was so stupid. I hated that. I saw where she pees on the carpet right when she's starting to become
Oh, you
possessed.
missed that because you were in the kitchen.
And I also saw where she does the crucifix.
Oh, that part was
That was
messed up.
gruesome. I saw that as a kid.
Okay, I
Yeah.
can see how that would mess you up.
That's all I saw of The Exorcist. That's all I
Okay.
remember seeing in The Exorcist as a
Well,
kid.
and the
I'll pull that up so
other
you can
thing
read
to
comments, Alex.
keep in mind that is freaky is that it's not a demon; it's Satan himself is in this
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Mhm.
And that's where they're like, oh, it doesn't make any sense or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I whatever.
So if you haven't seen it, I think it's definitely worth a watch just because of
Mhm.
where it stands in the history of of cinema and horror movies.
Yeah, definitely see it. Watch this before Scary Movie 2.
Yes.
Where you might be a little lost.
We've seen it plenty of times. Scary Movie 2.
Mm-hmm.
Take it away. You were saying
okay.
something?
I was gonna say that honestly, I think a lot of it is scene for scene, taken or not taken, but from me,
Parodied.
taken from or parodied in Scary Movie 2.
Yeah.
And because I watched that movie so much when we were teenagers, every scene, like, I automatically, they're making fun of this scene.
Yep.
Like, and it's just, I think of the funny scene that they're making fun of, especially when Father Karras walks in for the first time and sees her, and she goes, rah, rah, rah. Well, in Scary Movie 2, he goes, fuck this. And then walks
Andy
out.
Richter grabs him. He's like, Father, think of the child.
Think of the child.
He's like, yes.
Yes, think of the child.
Who plays the Father Karras in Scary Movie 2?
James
Woods.
Wood.
Sorry, James Woods. And it's James Woods. Gosh, I can't remember the chick's name who plays the friend on American Pie. The friend of oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank.
The curly-haired girl?
Yes.
Jessica's her name in American Pie.
Yeah.
I should know this because she's in Orange is the New
Yeah,
Black.
I don't know her
Right.
name.
Crap, look it up. I can't have this.
She
Anyway.
plays that girl.
Anyway, so watching Scary Movie 2 and loving that movie kind of ruined it, I think, for me, this one, because there's so many scenes that, Brett, if you watch if you watch Scary Movie 2, which is probably still going to hold up a little bit now, especially since you've seen Exorcist,
for a spoof, yes.
I think it'll make it even funnier.
Sure.
Natasha Lyonne.
There you go,
that was
Natasha.
it.
Yep.
But anyways, I agree with Josh. It was pretty boring, and I thought for sure this movie was going to keep me awake at night, like just from everybody saying like, "Oh, it's going to get in your
Easily
head," and
forgettable.
I'm like,
Yep.
So a lot of people had beef with me with what I thought about Halloween. And how I'm not appreciating
I
it
thought it was
because
okay.
I can
You did
see
not think it was okay.
I said okay. It's
I have-
terrible, but okay. It's fine. It's
I
whatever.
have more of an appreciation for people watching this movie back in the 70s and appreciating this movie for what it is and when it came out than I did when I watched Halloween. Halloween was just it was shit, okay? It was horrible. I don't like it. I tried to go and like it's funny to me. It's a funny movie. And The Exorcist was okay. I can see back in the 70s and our parents watching this as teenagers and going, "Holy crap, this movie's messed up. It's going to traumatize me for my whole life." It's very campy now that it's 2019. I think I agree with Brett and say you should watch it for the cinematic value it has in the history or historical value it has. And honestly, the only part in the whole entire movie that was like difficult to watch was the crucifix part.
Yeah.
That was it.
That messed a lot of people up anyway.
It was just very disturbing.
Yeah.
That's the best word to describe it. It's not necessarily that's it. It's disturbing.
It's disturbing.
There wasn't really anything that got in my head was like, "Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight after this."
Right.
I think something like Paranormal Activity was messed me up more, or Blair Witch messed me up more than this.
Right.
So, but for being a 1970s movie, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Watching in 2019, kind of boring.
In today's standards, I give it like a 6 or 5. Like it's just.
I said it's okay.
Campy.
It's
So
okay.
I got 2 choices for next week.
okay,
And so we'll
I'll
see
write
if
'em
you've
down.
seen them or not.
okay,
So my first choice is Poltergeist.
I've seen
Seen
it.
it?
Shoot. So I'm going to watch that again. How about Silence of the Lambs?
I've seen it.
I haven't.
I haven't either.
It's
Ah.
okay. Let's do Silence of the
And
Lambs.
honestly,
It's a good one.
This week, one of my coworkers was talking about it, and I'm like, never seen it. And they're like, "Oh, that should be one of your movies." I'm like, "We'll see. It's not my pick."
Yep. So if you guys have other horror movie suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments. Or
Josh, you just watched this not too long ago.
I did.
And they still hold up?
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna give my opinion until we watch it. Until after we watch it, because I'm gonna say it is it's a classic.
Is it going to scare me? Like, I was kind of expecting Halloween or The Exorcist to actually grab me, and
I don't know if. See, Silence of the Lambs might not even be considered a horror movie. It might just be considered a thriller.
Do we need a new one then?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was on our list though, right?
It
Yes.
was.
So it wasn't necessarily Halloween movies. It's supposed to just be scary movies.
Let me think on this. If it's supposed to be considered that, because
I kind of wondered that too.
So,
to
yeah.
me, it sounds more like a thriller, to be honest.
yeah, we wanted like more horror. Like I'm looking at
So just see what category it's under.
It's a crime drama thriller. It is not a horror.
It's not a
All
horror
right.
But-
movie.
Well, let me
but
find something else.
That's
then.
okay. That's okay. It is a good film, and we can still keep that on the
So,
list for
Brett,
other
you've seen
times.
Poltergeist?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say that movie actually still messes me
Have
up.
we watched the remake?
Okay,
None
so
of us have.
here's the deal with Poltergeist. It still messes me up because I watched it as a kid, and there's 2 scenes in the whole entire movie that still mess me up, and I can't do it anymore. Luckily there's no static on TV anymore.
No, there isn't.
And back when I was younger, after I'd watched this movie, the moment static would come on the TV, I'd have to flip the channel real quick.
Get that scared?
Yes.
Really? You were just turning the TV off really quick last
Or I
night.
would-
You're like, no,
or I
no
would-
static.
Yeah, no static, no static. Like I was scared of static TVs.
Okay. Oh, I had it. What the hell?
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, and then the other scene is where the guy's in the mirror and he's picking like
Oh yeah, the peeling the
peeling his
thing.
skin off of his face.
Like
It just is so
gross.
bad.
so
Oh,
bad.
The Shining.
We've
seen
seen
it.
it.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Original?
Not the original. The remake.
We've seen
Seen it.
Damn.
it.
What about the prequel to that?
Yes.
Seen it.
Damn.
The beginning. Yes, we've seen
beginning,
it.
yes.
Yes.
Okay,
He's
keep
really
talking.
trying. He's really trying here.
I'm not watching Wrong Turn, Brett. I've seen it.
Poltergeist is
Patrick, I'm not
Yeah.
watching Wrong Turn.
so Patrick is watching
I know.
all the wrong turns.
No, it was.
He's doing all the wrong things by watching all the wrong turns. I saw
horrible.
5 on his Twitter. I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself?
It's horrible.
Like Wrong Turn. I hear didn't he say they're remaking it?
I hope not.
I think they might be. Well, that's what I said. Is like they need to stop because basically it has the same premise as in my opinion, The Hills Have Eyes. Like mutant weird people doing that
What you got?
gruesome stuff.
How about A Quiet Place? I know you've seen it, but I have not.
That's a good one.
What's A Quiet Place?
We've seen that. It's John
Krasinski
Krasinski.
and Emily Blunt.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen it?
Is that a? Did I just?
No,
Did I
he
just
hasn't.
say I
He has
haven't?
not.
Is that a scary? I thought that's more of
That's
a
a
drama.
scary movie.
It is?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yep, that's a
I
scary
mean,
movie.
we have to watch it in a very. You have to watch it in a it is an extremely quiet movie.
Okay.
99.
Not going out to the park.
I know. Well, I'm saying like because with your AC and stuff like blowing like that.
Am I
It's
gonna
not
have
going to
the
be
AC
blowing.
on?
It's cold out.
We had the window open,
Yeah, I know.
but we won't.
It's
But
considered a horror.
even in the
All right.
theater when we watched it, like I think it was storming when we watched it. Like you have to have it silent in the room.
It's okay. But here's the thing.
No moving while we watch this.
Yeah, no
Yes.
talking. You need to tell me to shut up this time. I talk a lot during the films. Like
It's
I'm
a
just like,
it's a great movie too.
we've only seen it once.
Yeah.
So it's
It
on
was-
Hulu and we can watch it.
It was great. Is it they're his kids or is that his wife?
It's his wife.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. Emily Blunt
that's
and
his
John
wife.
Krasinski. Yeah,
Okay.
they're married.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, that's such a good movie.
Let's talk the
It is.
NFL. If we're done with the movie club,
We are done with the movie club. So
okay, A
yeah.
Quiet Place this
A
week,
Quiet
guys.
Place is going to be it, and we're going to do spoiler chat on that. So
So,
be prepared.
a couple notable things from the NFL this week.
Holy cow, dude! Yeah.
So the Chiefs lost at home a second time.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is a little off. He's got a roughed up ankle.
He does.
And his mobility is just not where it is. He can't quite get on the ball like he has been
Right.
known to do. I'm sorry to say this because I know your mother's a Browns fan, but the Browns stink.
They only stink because of the referees.
Oh my God, there were so many bad calls.
I say two.
What about against the friggin' Niners last week?
Okay,
they
but
stunk up
they
the
were
building.
doing great against the
8
the-
of 22, Baker Mayfield. 8 of 22.
But okay, I'm not going to defend the Browns, but I'm going to
I'm
say
just
I
saying, they were
watched the
actually-
game
we
on
were
Sunday.
watching it yesterday.
They were up 20 to 6 against the Seahawks, and they lost.
Seahawks came back with a vengeance, and then there were some poor calls that gave them
Yes.
some free yardage that did not make any
Maybe.
sense. They also tried to call back 3 times a touchdown and a
Mhm.
fumble and a touchdown. It was just bad calls.
They will not make the playoffs.
No.
No.
Nope. The Vikings, however,
the-
shined.
The Ravens are going to win that division.
Mm-hmm.
They maybe will make a play for the wild card, but I think they will not make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the Vikings and my fantasy.
Let's talk about the
mishap.
Vikings.
So I did not start Stephon Diggs because he's a Vikings wide receiver. He's been complaining. He hasn't done anything all year.
Right.
And he's been saying that he doesn't want to play in Minnesota and blah, 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 blah. And Adam Thielen complained about not getting the ball either. And Kirk Cousins has stank the last couple weeks.
It's because
He
they keep
has.
giving it to Cook.
Well, he's the best running back in the league right
You know
now.
what they
He is.
didn't do this time because I have Cook on my fantasy?
Can't-
They didn't give it
It's
to
'cause-
Cook.
Kirk Cousins had the best game of his career,
Yes,
and
he did.
threw the ball all over the place. They beat the Eagles 38-20.
Mm-hmm.
Diggs
That's 2
had
touchdowns to Diggs.
Diggs had 38
Three?
points. He had-
Three.
he
No,
had
I'm
3.
talking like the 2 almost back to back. Butter. Like
Mhm.
just boom, just into the hands, into the end zone.
So I don't know what thing about Kirk Cousins is he can beat really bad teams. When it comes to good ones, he struggles.
Well, they were facing the Eagles.
Which I don't know right now. They
The
can
Eagles
look really good, and they can
yes.
they can stink because they played really well against the Packers
Yeah.
at Lambeau.
Isn't that weird?
Yes,
Yeah. So, and their corners are out, though. Both of their cornerbacks are out.
the Eagles.
Yes.
Yes,
so
that's
that's
true.
why the wide receivers were getting great throws because they
Yeah.
had their second strings running. And on top of that, weren't they running their second string quarterback at the end of the Eagles game? At the end of this game?
I don't
It's-
remember.
It's possible Carson Wentz was not in.
He wasn't in for the last 2 minutes or whatever. I think it's
Well,
because
I
they
don't
knew the
think-
game was
yeah,
done.
I was like probably because the game was done. There was
Yeah.
no way of coming back.
Right.
It wasn't close on the scoreboard.
It got really close. It was
We almost
within
got
one
another
score.
touchdown.
And then, well, yeah. And then I was looking at it, I was like, well, I'm done watching the Vikings game. I know they're going to win. There's only like half the quarter of the fourth quarter left, and they have this lead. So I was watching the Browns game and the Chiefs game, and yeah, both of them were kind of like, wow.
The other
Didn't
kind of
expect
thing to
those.
take note of is the Cowboys lost to the Jets.
That's
and
awesome, though, because the
the-
quarterback came back from his mono.
from Sam Darnold. Yes, he came back and he beat. The Cowboys have lost 3 in a row, and they're 3-3. So everybody was high, and they were one of the best teams in the league in the first
Mhm.
3 weeks, and now they've really stunk the joint out.
Yep.
In
Um,
the years that I've played fantasy and watched, really kind of paid attention to football, this year is like messed up with people being out and on their
It's-
second or third or fourth strings and
Yeah,
being bad and good.
Last
Mhm.
night, the Sunday night game was the Steelers at the Chargers, and the Steelers playing a third-string quarterback named Devlin Hodges.
He got injured.
He did?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Concussion.
No, that was Mason Rudolph last week.
Oh, okay. I
So-
thought Duck.
Duck. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the guy who played last night.
Okay. Yes.
His nickname is Duck.
Like
but-
undrafted.
Yeah, he was not drafted. They signed him. He was just a
How'd that
rookie.
game go? I didn't watch it.
They killed him. the Steelers killed the Chargers.
What?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah, 24-17. That's not killing. That's
well,
that's
it
within
was
one
it
score.
was 21-0 at one point.
Mm.
So, and that's Phillip Rivers, who's a veteran quarterback. So that looks really bad for the Chargers losing that way at home on the West Coast.
Right.
So those are the main highlights. I don't think I can remember of
Well, the
anything else I
Broncos
wanted to
won.
mention. Who'd they beat?
They shut out the Titans.
Oh yeah, and Marcus Mariota got
16-0.
pulled.
That's Quentin's team.
The Titans,
No, the Broncos.
Broncos. Okay.
Yeah. What's up, Alex?
We need the toilet.
Well,
It's not
now we're
over
gonna talk
yet.
about
I got
fantasy.
players to go tonight.
I have one
No,
player.
for last week.
Oh, that goes to me.
Does it?
Yeah, it
I
does.
lost. I'm
Yeah.
on a losing streak, guys.
Yeah, Josh gets the
I'm
toilet.
just gonna hold the toilet.
I tell you
no,
what,
you get the toilet.
I
get
am.
the toilet.
I'm not having a very good year across my 3 leagues. I'm having.
Dude, we were making fun of you with Stephon Diggs. That would have been 30 points, dude.
I know.
That was nuts.
And I have him in, I think, 2 of my leagues. I have Thielen in the 3rd. But my reasonings were sound.
Yeah. Alex has. Alex
you wanna
might.
trade me?
She might squeak by.
Trade for what?
Can I have Diggs?
For what?
I don't know.
We'll talk.
You might squeak by this week, Alex. You are projected 104.3, and the guy you're going up against has 103.
Yeah, and he's done.
He's done.
Yeah, I have one more player tonight, and he's
Aaron
he-
Jones.
and he's a top player for me.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
I-
I don't hate that guy.
Well, here's the
but
thing. I'm gonna have to be a Packers fan tonight too because
know.
I have to root for the for Graham and John. Oh,
Jimmy
Johnson's on Detroit. Carry on Johnson. Crap. Well, the run game and pass game. Let's go.
Just a high-scoring game.
Can we
Yeah.
watch that tonight?
Monday night. No, we don't
It's
have
on
that.
ESPN.
We'll have to go somewhere
But-
for that.
They do stream it on the app.
We do
but
have the app.
You'd have to watch it on your phone.
Yeah,
I know you can't watch it on your TV.
we
I know, I
tried to
noticed that.
project it.
Stupid.
Won't let us. Says no, we can't do it.
I usually watch Monday Night Football on my iPad.
Yeah. So
Well,
thi-
that's big enough.
So this week, it's the trophy's gonna probably go to me again. I'm just gonna sit on the toilet all day.
I might Might be 6-0.
Yeah, knock on wood there. Yeah.
Might be 6-0 tonight.
We'll see. It's real close. It's because I didn't play Tyreek Hill, or else I would have gotten so many
Oh,
points
I
too.
did take a chance on him, and it worked out for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty much wrapping it up. We're probably
We're hitting time here.
gotta pretty much go. We can
Yeah.
do one more short one.
Okay.
Today, Junior.
A couple two
Couple two.
short ones. I played and finished a campaign.
That's really short.
6 hours? 7 hours?
6 to 7 hours.
6
yeah.
to 7 hour campaign. I played Blair Witch.
Yep. She did her first horror
I
game.
did my first horror game ever.
Jump scares for days.
In my life. I've never touched one. I've always said, nope, I'll watch you play it.
Mhm.
I did it.
Good job.
And here's the thing. There's 5 different endings. I got the
Jeez.
second worst ending.
Second worst.
Meaning there was like the ultimate bad ending I got, but then there's like a tiny little thing that can make it good, or you could have gotten something else that would have made it ultimately bad.
Yep.
Did you 100% it with achievements?
I don't know. I actually didn't see
We
it.
didn't look at the
it-
achievements.
Is it one of those where is there replay value in this? Just
If
for
you
the
want
Just if you
other
want another ending, but I already
endings.
read the
I
other
just-
endings.
I wonder
so.
how the achievements will translate.
Probably getting different endings.
But as
You have to do something in order to not get those endings. You have to not do something
you
or do
can-
something
and I
specific.
did every single thing.
Except for one thing.
Except for one.
Yep.
For one thing, and I wasn't gonna do it.
No spoiler on that.
No
because,
spoilers.
Well, I mean, the game's been out for a couple of months and it's
No.
free on Xbox.
No,
Game
I'm
Pass.
not gonna spoil
Free
it.
on Xbox. It's on Xbox.
I
Game
can't
Pass.
compare it and give it a rating. I can give it a personal rating because I have nothing to compare it to
Yeah.
as far as playing something. I've only ever seen like a horror movie or a horror game played personally a few times over someone's shoulder, which is a PC game called Slender Man and the 8 Pages. Right?
That's a harsh
Which
game.
I don't know if
too.
I don't know if I could ever play that.
Oh.
That's definitely gonna be like a 10 out of 10 as far as scary. This would be like in
Jump scares though.
jump
You gotta go with
scares-
jumps instead of actually being
I'd
scary.
probably say like a 7.58.
I hear Outlast is pretty scary.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's the one where you're part of the camera and the guy. There's a scene where he has to like chop his hand or something, and
I don't
it's
know.
all
I was actually
first person.
starting. I was gonna try to play. Is it Silent Hill or what's the?
There is a Silent
No,
Hill
there was
game.
one that the one that my brother played.
Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I was gonna try maybe play that one.
Resident Evil 2 is a big one.
But honestly, the storyline pretty satisfying. You get to walk around with a German Shepherd the whole time, and anytime I got scared, you get to pet him and tell me he's a good boy. But the jump scares, you have no idea when they're coming. It's really loud and really scary when it happens.
Yeah.
So I completed it.
Woohoo!
Woohoo, good for me.
Campaigns.
I will say it's a good thing that Gears 5 came out this fall because Ghost Recon Breakpoint is not doing well.
Have you played it?
No, but it's getting like 5s and 6s.
Ooh. And you couldn't even play the beta.
No, I couldn't.
Nope. So you couldn't even enjoy it or even have an opinion on it, and now you're not even sure if you're even going to play it.
I may get it on sale sometime, but
Mhm.
I'm not going to pay full price for it. And honestly, I'm afraid if I do, I'll be like, this is okay, but Wildlands is way better. I'll just go back to playing Wildlands.
And you didn't even have to buy Gears.
No, I didn't.
Doesn't that feel good? Like you just
Yeah.
got games for days, and you can always go
I
back
am
to
still
whatever.
playing Madden.
Yeah, you're loving it.
I hope my Madden is just enough where you can have games where everything goes your way. You can
Mhm.
have games it's pretty realistic where everything screws up, and that's when I start screaming.
Yeah, you get real mad
I
at
hope
the
my
games.
neighbors aren't listening.
I've been playing Minecraft on PC, going pretty crazy with that. Nothing really big on that. I got my own server, and we're building that up to making it a good one with my Twitch stream and everything. Got people joining in, having a good time. I'm an emote now too on my Twitch. I've drawn myself. So if you subscribe to me, you get to me waving, and smiling
With
With
your
a
hat.
hat.
with my hat. Yep, this hat.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's all I've really been playing. Nothing really else crazy, you know.
Can I have my final note?
Yeah.
Well, before we plug it in.
Yeah. I am not very sensitive to cutting normal onions
Okay.
at all whatsoever. Like, Josh, I know that you, at a regular onion, red onion, yellow onion, you tear up
I do.
and squint and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And I have cut, and this last week, I cut 2 different types of onions. I cut a yellow onion, and I cut the whole thing. And
Yeah.
I barely cried. And then one of my new recipes I tried this week in a crock pot called for a shallot onion, which is about the size of half the size of an apple. How about
Yeah.
that? It's the size of a lemon. There we go.
There
It's
you
the
go.
size of a lemon, small lemon. And it's a very small thing. And I heard it's supposed to be less effective as far as crying and things like that to people. And I cut and I put these up on social media, at least on my Twitter. I took snaps of myself doing this because I had only cut the ends off of the shallot onion and automatically started
You're
tearing
crying.
up.
Just
And it was
bawling.
just
So
tearing.
you have the adverse effect.
And I cut it in half, I cut the two ends off, then I cut it in half. And the first video, I had 3. The first video is me cutting the halves off and realizing, wow, this is actually starting to get me. And I even show you, it's this tiny little like lemon-sized onion. I get through the first half and my eyes are swollen and I can't like barely open them and I'm crying. And then the last video is I start saying like, I'm cutting the second one now, and I'm just like to the very end of me cutting this onion, I could not keep my eyes open probably the last 4 slices, and I was hoping I wasn't going to slice my finger.
Just
Like,
bawling.
I couldn't. I
Why-
was dripping
why didn't you
snot
make
and
him do it?
everything. He was
I
at
was
work.
at work.
I
And
was
it-
making it for the crock pot.
And we didn't even like the meal
And
that
we
she
didn't even
made.
like it.
Insult to
No,
injury.
well, no.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think I'm going to use instead is it called for rosemary, and I
Mhm.
put the soup tastes like straight rosemary, and I
Yeah.
think I'm going to just not do it the next time. I'm going to make it.
She made a
put-
cauliflower and onion soup.
Sounds
yeah.
terrible.
It's weird.
I think the base of it, the cauliflower onion tasted fine. It was the rosemary that overpowered it, so I think I'm going to do some
Do
garlic.
less rosemary then.
No, I think I'm going to do
And
some
some
garlic.
chicken.
I don't think I
and
like
some
rosemary.
noodles and some
Like,
beef
instead
and
of
some-
rosemary.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do
Okay.
garlic instead. You can't go wrong with garlic.
Yeah.
Plug it in.
Okay. So if you want to watch me on Twitch, I do stream Wednesday night, Saturday, and Sunday morning. My Twitch handle is twitch.tv/Mr. L. You can catch me playing Super Mario Maker 2, Minecraft on PC and Xbox. It depends on who I'm with. And then also I might be starting up another game this Wednesday. I'm not certain what, but I want to play something different because I've been doing Minecraft on the weekends.
You should play some campaign.
I'm thinking of something. I'm gonna look through our playlists of what's on
Maybe you should
Game
do
Pass.
Gears.
I was
don't
kind
know.
of gonna think of that. I was gonna suggest that.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'm gonna look. Might do a scary game. I don't know. I haven't decided.
Can you play the 8 pages for me, please?
The
Maybe.
first Gears actually has like a horror undertone.
I've played the first Gears with you.
Yeah, you guys did a
we
game
played
night.
through the whole campaign of the first one, and we started the second one.
Oh, on
Remember
the
you guys did, like, an
overnight-
overnighter?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
remember that shit.
Yeah, we played through the whole campaign co-op. It was fun,
I
but it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. We're like, yeah, let's actually go to
tired
bed.
as hell.
Yeah.
No, we went to Steak and Shake.
Did we?
Yeah,
Oh, you guys were that tired. Are you sure you went to Steak and Shake?
I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, if you want to catch me, I do stream on Wednesday and Saturday and Sunday. It's twitch.tv/Mr. L. And then Alex, you can plug yours, and then we can do our.
I
podcast.
Twitch stream as well. So if you'd like to catch me Twitch streaming, it is twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTEKITTI. I stream on Sunday, Tuesday, and Saturday evenings. Right now, I just got done playing Blair Witch. Right now, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth until Modern Warfare comes out. But I'm playing Black Ops 4.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So I'm going to be bouncing back to that for the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
Halo, I play the Master Chief Collection. I also play Halo Reach. And I am doing the campaign of Borderlands 3.
Yep.
So, and
You're
then I
gonna
might
have
go...
that done before Modern Warfare.
I don't know.
I don't know, because there's 30 hours of it, and we're not necessarily doing just the straight campaign. We're doing side missions. So, I mean, it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Whoa. Speaking of,
What?
I mean, I'm not doing any spoilers, but...
Yeah.
The last time we played Borderlands 3,
You about cried.
I about cried.
One of your favorite characters.
Yep.
Gone.
They killed somebody off, and I got really upset.
Yep.
But hey, you got to do it to make it a good game, right? So that's what I'm playing. I'm also working on some costumes that I'm going to be sporting out on my social media here soon around Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Photo shoot this weekend.
And we're going to do a photo shoot this weekend. So if you don't know, I've been doing some photo shoots. I've done my Lara Croft Tomb Raider photo shoot. I've got some of those images up on my DeviantArt, on my Twitter, on my Instagram, on same places. I've also done Little Sister from BioShock. Those images are still more to come.
Yeah.
This weekend, I'm doing my Harley Quinn cosplay. We're doing that photo shoot.
Weather pending.
Weather pending, yes. As long as it's not freezing outside. I don't want to be half naked doing photo shoots outside.
For our podcast, if you want to catch our audio, we are on all of the major channels. iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes. You just Google search us. We're all over the place as far as our audio goes. Thank you very, very much for everyone chiming in live on our YouTube. We see your comments. We do appreciate them. Thank you very much for all of that. And also, if you want to catch our pre-show, for those listening, we do our pre-show at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we go over what we're going to go over for the show. So it kind of gives you a rundown on what we're going to talk about. And then you can also chime in and give us other topics to talk about as well. So make sure you tune in next week for our high school subjects. We're going to discuss that for our weekly podcast topic for our listeners and viewers to give us ideas on what they think should be in high school nowadays. If you ever want to follow us on our social media, it is for Facebook is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast, and Twitter is @PTOUnlimited. If you ever want to follow me on Twitter, I am @Lemke619.
Brett_Wings.
Cute_Kitty.
On my final note, so when I get home from work, it's relatively warm out and the sun is shining, or on the days that it is, there's these, those huge mosquito-like bugs,
Yes.
but they never bite you?
No.
They're everywhere.
Freaking me out, man.
And I'm like,
What are they?
what?
I've always wanted to know. What are
I don't
they?
even care what they are, but why are they flying around my front door?
Type up big mosquitoes.
And I'm like, there's like 10 or more.
Long-legged mosquito.
Yeah,
It's a
those
crane
guys.
Fly.
A crane? Is it not a mosquito?
Nope, it's called a crane fly.
Well, they
Can you read that?
they
at
don't
all?
land on you and they don't bite. I just don't know their purpose.
What are they?
They do not bite people or animals. Crane flies occasionally eat nectar. They are also known as daddy longlegs around the world. What? That's not a daddy longleg.
No, they're known as.
Okay, whatever. Yeah. So they're
Oh.
harmless.
They're just
They're
big.
harmless. I always thought they were big ass mosquitoes.
Yep.
I always did too, but and I thought about it, I'm like, well, I've never been bitten
So
by
they eat
one.
nectar.
Okay.
So you must have some type of flowers.
Maybe they're hanging out by
or-
the underwear in your bush.
Do you still have the red
Maybe.
panties in your
Brett
bush?
has panties
I know,
in his
I didn't
bush.
move them. I didn't put them there either. So.
We're going to have to take a photo of that and put it on our social media.
Yes, that's how you know you're in front of Brett's house. He has red panties stuck
We better
inside of a
remove
bush.
those quick now.
Oh boy.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll catch you next week for episode 182. Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.